First-time unemployment claims have fallen to a pandemic low for the fourth consecutive week. According to the latest jobs numbers, 406,000 Americans filed initial jobless claims for the week ending May 22nd. That is down 38,000 claims from the previous week. This is the lowest level of initial claims filed across the U.S. since March of last year. Joining me now for more on this is Lori Bettinger. Lori is the co-president of BancAlliance and the former director of the Troubled Asset Relief Program during the Obama administration. Lori, welcome. Great to see you again. So this is the lowest number of first-time jobless claims filed since the start of the pandemic, as we said. So what does this snapshot mean for the state of the U.S. economy?
Thanks so much for having me. I have to say, this feels like continued good news. And to see the trends continuing, and now, it's not just 1 week up, 1 week down, but, we've had a few weeks of the sustained downward levels. I think this is a really positive sign. And it feels like the job market just continues to recover along with, the other important parts of the economy. I do always think that we need to take a minute, though, and just recognize that these levels still are elevated versus where we were, coming into the pandemic. We still have 8 million fewer jobs than we had, last winter. And there's still over 15 million Americans on unemployment insurance right now. So I think we can't quite jump up and down and say, hey, the labor market's recovered, everything's great. But you have to look at these numbers and have some hope that now we can say we have a trend and we are really moving in the right direction.
And Lori, for the week of May 8th, the number of Americans applying for some form of unemployment benefit declined by more than 175,000 people. More good news, it would seem. What is driving that decline, and what does it suggest about job growth?
Well, I think it suggests that maybe we're seeing a little bit of a better match between, people looking to go back into the workplace and jobs that are available to them. And I know, we've talked about this before, that we sometimes see this mismatch because we hear about employers having problems finding enough employees in certain cases, certain industries, certain parts of the country. And then yet we hear about, these continuing elevated unemployment levels. And, it's hard not to think, well, what's going on? Why can't, these matches be made? And I think that there's been a number of reasons underlying why that wasn't working, whether it was, sort of the salary was insufficient for someone to feel that it was worth returning to the workplace and maybe taking on more potential COVID exposure, whether you had childcare issues. And it feels like we're starting to potentially see a better match. And, in some cases, we've heard a lot about employers raising their starting wages. That also seems to have an impact, particularly in certain sectors.
Right. Maybe it's getting a little bit more competitive with their hiring practices, perhaps. Okay, so I want to ask you about the fact that at least 24 states across the U.S. will be cutting access to enhanced unemployment benefits by mid-June. In turn, an estimated 3.8 million workers will be expected to lose out on that additional $300 of aid every week. What impact might this have on the economy ahead of the summer?
It's a great question, and I don't think that we yet have a clear answer on what to expect. As you mentioned, over half of the states are going to, in June, start unwinding those supplemental benefits. And it's going to be very interesting to watch what happens to the unemployment figures in their states and in the communities within that state, because I haven't necessarily seen, a compelling argument based on a lot of facts and numbers saying that the supplemental unemployment benefits are what's keeping employees from reentering the marketplace. We hear so many anecdotal stories about that. A lot of people have expressed concerns that this might be the case, but it's something that's very hard to prove. So I think once we see these benefits terminate, throughout the month of June, as we get into July and August, it will be interesting to see if you start to indeed see more people entering the workplace, which was, I think, certainly the theory behind terminating some of these extra benefits. Or if the numbers stay the same, then I would think that suggests that, maybe that wasn't the sole factor keeping someone from getting a new job or returning to their old job. So I think the jury's still out on that one.
All right, we'll have to see. Lori Bettinger, thank you so much for joining us. A pleasure as always.